the biggest question you get throughout your life is, where are you from? Northeast Texas, what does that mean? And of course, we do have some limitations. About 75% of the area high school students are considered economically disadvantaged, according to the federal government. I was thinking just recently, how many corporations have a toll in our area, and yet really get by without paying really anyone a living wage? 120 years ago, Northeast Texas had a much greater clout. We had a number of governors, a lot of statesmen from this area, which we no longer have, especially with the Permian Basin exploding, energy just amazing out there. Of course, we don't really want to live in Midland, Odessa, though, either, do we? One thing I think, though, that is really amazing is that we're sort of like an island of tranquility in a sea of tranquility. It may be a badge of shame, but we really do not know of a battle, a plague, or a riot that's ever occurred here, and I'm very happy with that bliss. When we come out Route 4000 and we see the green pastures and the still waters, which we'll be seeing some allusion to today, I just think of Psalm 23 and the fact that we do have this kind of unruffled place where the parking is usually free, the traffic usually light, and the lines usually short. And so I thank God for that, and with that we will also start, and I'd like to introduce our new Associate Vice President, Anna Ingram of Arts and Sciences, and also Title V Director.
Thank you, Dr. Yox. I'm very honored to be here. As he said, this is our 12th year to judge, and it's always fun and interesting to read your poetry, so I appreciate y'all sharing it with us and allowing us to do that. So I'm here to announce the winners, and so I'm going to start with the second place adult winner, Joe Dan Boyd. The point is Northeast Texas Woman with a Hoe. I have a copy of your poem if you'd like to come up and read it for us.
All right, fine. I am Joe Dan Boyd, and my granddaughter is Sunshine Pryor, and she tells me, "Poppy, you read a little better when you're wearing your Irish thinking cap." So I'm going to do that. I should say by way of introduction that this poem, while not exactly autobiographical, is a family poem, one that I wrote about one of my kin, somebody that I knew all of my life, somebody who was born in the 1800s, and who spent all of her life farming, basically. Agriculture was her vocation. And she was a champion in what she did. And not only was I impressed by her, but the whole community was impressed by her. I heard people singing her praises, throwing the laurels to her all of my life. And one time I sat down and wrote a poem about it. And I knew while doing that there was already a poem with a similar name, the one called Man with a Hoe. And there's a painting based on that poem. So my first thought was, it needs to be somewhat different, but yet everybody's going to think of that when they hear or read mine. Even with the gender difference, I figured there would be maybe some confusion. However, the interesting thing was both the poem and the painting also were products of the 1800s. And I thought, well, maybe a lot of the people today won't even be quite as aware of the poem and the painting as I am. But with that background, I titled my poem, Northeast Texas Woman with a Hoe. Her name was Aunt Minnie. Her full name was Minnie Fowler Tinney. and she came to Tenney when she married Uncle Doc Tenney. She was in her 30s and he was in his 40s when they married. They farmed all of their life. Lived just a few doors down the dirt road from me growing up. So the poem goes like this. Proud Minnie, child of an earlier century, daughter of Frank Fowler and feared of no man, spinster for her first 3 decades, barefoot girl with chubby cheeks of tan. She viewed the world through narrowed brown eyes, topped with straight brown, tightly combed hair, framing a pleasant yet unsmiling countenance. Free of any makeup, no hint of worldly air. At age 30, she said yes to my Uncle Doc Tenney, who was himself already in his 4th decade. For the rest of their lives, they tilled the soil, resting a living with mule, Kelly plow, and hoe blade. She bore their children, cooked their meals, and as an equal opportunity wife, many toiled in the fields of cotton, corn, and grain, where the long-handled hoe technique defined her life. Minnie's hoe was always the sharpest. She filed it near to a straight razor's edge. Minnie's blade fell heavy, hard, and accurately within the crop row and along the seedbed edge. The well-worn hoe handle of Minnie's blade etched hard callus on the tissue of each hand. It was a badge of honor for her pioneer heritage, confirming Minnie's mystical reverence for the land. She walked the rows with brisk precision, expertly thinning seedlings, eliminating grass and weed. Those who tried to match Minnie's furious pace were eventually put to shame and forced to concede. Years passed. Decades came and went. Proud Minnie's pace began to slow. The day finally came when word passed that Aunt Minnie had put up the hoe. But her legacy is unmatched in Tennytown. Her fame still the toast of church and town hall. Sing this song loud and clear for proud Minnie Tenney, whose long-handled hoe blade was the fastest and most accurate of all. Thank you.
Jordan, Joe.
Photo op. Maybe not.
And our first place adult winner is Angela Wylie with her poem, Country Churches.
This is an honor. Tucked into hidden corners off of black-topped roads, some abandoned and pewless, cracks in the walls, rain leaking through, ghost-like quiet but for the wind-blown leaves, skidding over tracks of mice against sandy floors. done. Others are healthy, filled on Sundays with laughter and song, sermons preached to a faithful few who come because their families came, clinging to the last vestiges of tradition, sitting in self-assigned pews. There. Small churches line the roads in northeast Texas. Steeples reach like spears into the sky. Leaf-swept lawns where cars park on grass. Aged pavement lead to open doors. The small country church awaits bright Sunday mornings, alive. Coffee and donuts in the air. People in clean clothes, nice dresses, or in jeans with holes in the knees. Today, it hardly matters, as long as someone arrives to fill a pew present. To sing songs from well-worn hymnals, voices strong, some out of tune, singing the old, old songs. A joyful noise rises through the roofs, spreads into the sky, reaches up worship. Pastors preach to dwindling crowds, competing with large churches in their rock star appeal. Huge displays overhead overwhelm as preachers perform on stage. Spectators watch the show, glimmering. But in the hidden corners of blacktop roads and farm-to-market highways, the small country church lives on, attended and tended, secure in the hearts of a few who prefer comfort and tradition, loyalty. They go to hear the word preached. They go to visit relatives and friends. They go to be part of the cycle of life, to keep their corner of the world from being abandoned, remaining a rare remnant to shelter against the loss. Thank you.
Since 2008, more often than not, Angela Wylie has won. And so I proclaim her at least the poet laureate of Northeast Texas, even all those wonderful poems about our rural heritage especially. We're very thankful for the next speaker we have, and Jordan Boyd came in second last place too, I should point out as well. So, and we had our first international entry this year from England, and but they were well ahead of the entry from England. We're very thankful to have Dr. Tom Seaborn here. He won, a lot of our students don't realize this, a